exchanging information, so check. Show your Coyote pride. I think so. Is that check? Okay, very good. Support transformational work related to social justice, equity, and inclusion in the Inland Empire and surrounding communities. That's what we're about. So this is it. This is why we're here today. Of course, create new memories, right? Not forgotten. We want to reconnect with old friends, seeing people you haven't seen in years. So raise your hand if you haven't seen somebody in a lot of years. Okay, very good. Okay. President, you haven't seen them in a lot of years? Good. Oh, maybe Juan Luna. I saw you're talking Juan Luna. Yes. Yeah, very good. All right. Food, fun, enjoy the music. Okay, we're going to listen to the campus leaders, and we have an alumni speaker, so that's coming up. It's an excuse to visit campus, right? We need more excuses to visit campus. And of course, everyone is free to stay and enjoy the rest of the homecoming festivities. Okay, so there's all sorts of things happening around campus. But the main thing is, I think starts at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Okay, and that's over. Okay, so by the business, the Jack H. Brown business, okay, at 4 o'clock. So you're free to stay. We want you to stay. Okay, very good. Okay, so I want to, at this point, acknowledge that our campus here at California State University San Bernardino is on traditional indigenous peoples' lands, okay? So we want to recognize and respect the local indigenous peoples, Serrano, Cahuilla, Cupeño, Tongva, Tataviam, Chumash, Kumeyaay, and others from Southern California. I believe at one time there was 36 indigenous groups in what is now the Inland Empire, and of course there's only 12 or 13 surviving groups. So a third of the indigenous, the entire ethnicity, the entire band or tribe was extinct now. So we have 13 left out of the original 36. So something to investigate and do more research on the indigenous peoples here. It's important for us to understand that long-standing history that has brought each of us to reside on this land and to seek to understand our place within that history. So I do this land acknowledgement not because it's part of the, I try not to speak in the past tense, right? But it's still an ongoing process. We still benefit from the fact that we're on this land, and we want to be mindful of that as we participate today. Okay? All right, so next, I want to introduce to you our college dean, okay, Dr. Chinaka Tomanchukwu, who, there you go, let's give applause for the dean. Okay, so he's going to give us some remarks, but before that, he's going to introduce our president, all right, and then he'll come back and give the remarks. But he joined us in June 2019, and I don't know if he'll talk about this, but chances are we are now renamed as the James R. Watson and Judy Rodriguez Watson College of Education. So we have a new name. Dean Tomanchukwu has been working hard since he arrived to keep our College of Education as a leader in the region and in the nation, right, in the development of professionals in education and human services. So our programs are among the most respected, prestigious in the region. Okay, so Dean Tomanchukwu previously served as the Associate Dean for Diversity and Values at Sousa Pacific University School of Education. He was also a professor in the Department of Teacher Education. He brings to us a wealth of knowledge and experience to CSUSB, and we feel confident in his leadership. Okay, so he's got about more than 20 years experience in higher education, and he's also an ordained minister. He earned his doctorate in intercultural studies from Fuller Theological Seminary School of Intercultural Studies in Pasadena, his master's in educational leadership from National, and he's done all sorts of stuff and has a lot of publications. Okay, so with that, Please welcome our Dean for the College of Education.
Good afternoon and welcome to this second doctoral mixer. It was only a year ago that we said, let's do this. And it was a good experience. And many of you said, let's do it again. And we're here to do it again. And we're going to keep doing it because we want to bring as many of you as possible back so it can continue to be a part of what is happening on this campus. So thank you for responding to our invitation. I'm here to introduce the fourth president of Cal State San Bernardino, Dr. Thomas D. Morales, selected to be president of Cal State San Bernardino in May 2012. He previously was president at the College of Staten Island in the city of City University of New York since 2007. Dr. Morales is a staunch advocate of our university's commitment to student success. He has championed many important projects and, I would say, educational programs that have advanced this university. I was walking to the campus with somebody just last week, and the person has been here for a long time. And he was talking about how the face of this university has changed since Dr. Morales arrived here. So it's a testimony to a strong commitment to this region and to the work that he has done in the last few years. During his tenure, Dr. Morales has overseen sustained growth in overall enrollment. The number of degrees awarded has grown. Community engagement and university fundraising have grown exponentially. The face of the institution has expanded with the most recent addition, which is where we are right now, the Coyote Santos Manuel Student Union 3-story building, which we are sitting in, which is the latest, coming in the heels of other projects like the Coyote Village Residence Hall and the Coyote Commons Dining Hall. These are things that have changed the face of this institution. We have our Center for Education for Global and Extended Learning, which was recently also opened, and we have the new Arts Theater that the ground has broken and is right now in construction. So it is with great pleasure that I want to introduce to you Dr. Thomas Morales. Please join me in welcoming him.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dean Donwachuku, for that generous introduction. And as you can imagine, today is homecoming, and actually this whole past week has been homecoming, and we've had a lot of events, and so I do want to acknowledge two of my colleagues on the cabinet, and I know that Interim Provost Rafiq Muhammad. Rafiq served the university as the Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Science for the past 7 years, and when Sherry McMahon left to assume the presidency at Eastern Washington, I appointed Rafiq as interim provost, and he needs to run to another event, but I wanted to introduce him. The provost plays a significant leadership role on this campus, on every campus in America, and I'm really indebted to his leadership and his support of this doctoral program. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rafiq. So, you've heard that, we raised $54 million in our first comprehensive campaign, and we have just launched the public phase of a $200 million comprehensive campaign. And the leadership really relies on an incredible leader, someone who is a system-wide leader in advancement, Robert Nava. Robert, thank you for all you do to advance the university. I want to welcome everyone back to campus. This is great. I'm so happy to see children here, and you know, I have 8 grandchildren, and so when I see our alums and our staff and faculty bring their children, it just warms my heart. Please do stay for homecoming. Go home, bring your kids, come back. There'll be all kinds of activities this afternoon. We'll see our national championship volleyball team play this evening as well. But please excuse, you know how you walk through airports and you go into other areas and they say, please excuse our mess, or please excuse our construction site. Many of you may have heard that we experienced a flash flood in 45 minutes. This crazy climate change flood destroyed 18 buildings, $20 million worth of damage. This building had a wonderful, well, it still has, but offline right now, a wonderful bowling alley, 8-lane bowling alley. It was in use like from morning to night. And the entire ground floor of this building was damaged by the water. Casulas Arena, we had a brand new floor, maple wood floor. There's only 2 companies in the United States that make maple wood floors. And so that'll cost us $3 million to replace. But this is a campus that is incredibly resilient. And so we're going to rebuild, and many of these facilities will open up as early as the spring, and the rest by the next academic year. I am very, very pleased and very proud that our alumnus, Dr. Edwin Gomez, Riverside County Superintendent of School, is going to bring remarks as our delivering really our annual alumni comments and remarks. Edwin is a dear friend. He is having a transformational superintendency, truly a transformational, and I can run the data because I know the data because Edwin and I serve on the Growing Inland Achievement Board, and we speak all the time. He followed another alumna, Dr. Judith White. And so we're just so proud of the number of superintendents, principals, building managers, program directors, and most importantly, teachers that are graduates of Cal State San Bernardino. And Edwin exemplifies the best of our alumni. Thank you, Edwin. Last year was our inaugural doctoral alumni reception in Mixer, and we're just so happy to continue this tradition in what I hope will be an annual event, bringing together our graduates and recognizing our alumni who are doing life-changing work here in the Inland Empire. You represent the change that is occurring in the Inland Empire, and you really exemplify what this institution is all about. We are the only CSU in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. When you look at these 2 counties, you look at what would be the 25th largest state in the United States, larger than Connecticut and a whole bunch of other states. 27,000 square miles, 5 million people, the fastest growing region in California. And so we are an anchor institution. We are an anchor. 85% of our students come from Riverside or San Bernardino County. I'm very proud of that. 85%. 75% of our alumni live in Riverside or San Bernardino County. I am very proud. You know, sometimes institutions of higher education get a new president, and the new president wants to change the mission, or, you know, they call it mission creep. And that wasn't me. I mean, I came here 10 years ago, and I saw the value that this institution has, our faculty, our staff, that give over 100,000 volunteer hours a year to this community. That's what we're about. And this doctoral program really exemplifies that characteristic. CSUSB really is also engaged in transformational work around issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI. Our Doctor of Education and Educational Leadership degree, and by the way, that's where my retreat writes. So if I do decide to retire, that's where I will be in that program. Our Doctor of Education Leadership degree is framed around questions of equity, ethics, and social justice to bring about solutions to complex problems of practice. Our doctoral program graduates are taking this information and training to create an impactful changes at their own institutions and sites. So I'm especially proud to welcome all of you back, and next year I'm going to charge you with the idea that each of you will bring at least one other alumnus back with you, and we'll have even a bigger party. So let's commit ourselves to that. Know that you are graduates of a program designed to prepare educational leaders with the knowledge base and skills to lead reform efforts that results in improved student outcomes and educational transformation, particularly right here in the Inland Empire. Know as well that CSUSB remains committed to bringing the principles of DEI structurally into everything that we do here on this campus. The President's DEI Board has been in existence for several years. We have over 70 faculty, staff, and students who serve on the board through 6 committees. Yesterday we had actually our DEI retreat, and we are really looking at everything we do to ensure that we rise to the level of an anti-racist threshold, to ensure we are an educational facility where everyone who studies and works feels accepted and welcome for being who they are. The freedom to learn is intertwined with an environment that supports the freedom to be. And know that your degree has gained an additional layer of recognition and authority based on the extraordinary work of the leadership of the Office of Academic Research and our doctorate in education programs, our faculty and staff, principal investigators, and our doctoral faculty mentors and students. We have been designated as an R2 university by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education. This raises our status to a national university from a regional university. CSUSB met this new classification. You know, we're an R2 not because the president says that we're an R2. We've been recognized by the Carnegie classification system as an R2. And based on the fact that we've awarded over 21 doctoral degrees and have over $10.8 million in research expenditures, we've grown our sponsored research portfolio by 60% over the last 5 years. So we are only one of 7 CSU campuses of the 23 campuses that enjoy this designation. So thank you. Thank you. So my thanks to everyone who worked so hard to bring this event together. It's always a million tiny details and to coordinate, and you have all done exceptionally well. I want to just give a very special thanks to my good friend and colleague, Dr. Enrique Morillo, Director of the Doctoral of Education. Enrique is not just the co-director of our doctoral program, but is really the heart and soul that of our campus community in so many different ways. Our lead advocacy, lead educational advocacy days, Dia de los Muertos, all of these activities that celebrate our diversity. Really, Enrique has his fingers in most of these activities. So we're really, we value very much his work here. I also want to thank, I know she's not here today, but Dr. Sharon Welty, who served as our dean out in the Palm Desert campus and also works very closely with Enrique as the co-director of the doctoral program. So before I close, I just want you to take a moment, stroll around the campus, take a look at the new buildings that we're building. We're breaking ground on a new 500-seat state-of-the-art theater and a new College of Arts and Letters. And that will be built in, we'll hopefully cut the ribbon in fall of 25, right? 25. And also, yes, sir.
Love to break that new stage.
All right. I'm gonna put you down for that. All right. You got it. In fall of 25, we're gonna launch our first publicly supported PA program, physician assistant program, here in the Inland Empire to address the health disparities that exist throughout our region. And so we're very, very excited. We hired our inaugural director, and we're converting Yasara Hall to be the home of our Masters of Science in Physician Assistant. And we're also planning several other doctoral programs here. So once again, let me just close by sharing with you how personal this program is to me. So I earned my doctorate when I was 45 years old. Like many of you, I had 3 children. I was working full-time. At the tail end of my doctoral journey, I was a vice president working at the City College of New York in Harlem, driving 3 hours to the campus at SUNY Albany to finish up this degree. I remember hiring a tutor to help me with statistics for a full year. I'm not ashamed to say that, because at the end of the day, if you want to accomplish your educational goals, you have to do what you have to do. And we tell our students that all the time. Fortunately, I was gainfully employed, and I was able to hire this tutor out of my pocket and pass the statistics course, the 2 courses I had to take to get that degree. So the point I'm making is that, it's never too late to earn that doctorate degree. And obviously, the return on investment for me has been huge, right? So if I had to do it again, I'll do it again. So this is a great program, and I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for coming back. Let's commit to bringing 1 or 2 other alums with you next year. Thank you so much.
Let's give Dr. Morales another round of applause, please. So I just want to say a few words to just follow up on our president. I believe this is an opportunity for me to share with you some of the exciting things that are happening in our college. The vision of this mixer is for us to engage with you. We have a lot of programs on campus that often we try to use to bring alumni back. But this is a unique one where we believe that those of you who have gone through our programs, who are leaders in the region at different levels, that we needed to have a structured engagement with you in which we bring you together. We'll have you, like Enrique shared, get to reconnect with one another. But also we want to invite you to be part of what we're doing, to be on this journey along with us. One of the things that have made our college unique, being the only CSU in the region, the Inland Empire region, serving 2 counties, I believe that our reach has been wide and far-reaching, and you represent this college in very good ways. And we want to have this ongoing engagement with you as we work together. We are doing a lot of things that require collaboration as a college. And we cannot do this alone. We need you to work alongside of us to accomplish goals, dealing with our effort to address the teacher pipeline issue in the region. Dr. Gomez is here to bear witness to the fact that all of you who are in the school system are aware of the fact that we are going through a very difficult time in the history of California and the nation at large in terms of teacher supply. As a College of Education, our goal, our commitment is to train the teachers, to recruit them, to train them. But we're not able to do that without your help. One of the challenges we are facing right now as a college is placement issues. We have responded to the call of superintendents to increase our enrollment, to bring in more candidates to become teachers. But we are beginning to encounter challenges of having them be placed in the right classrooms for their field experience. And that is beginning to raise questions as to whether we need to continue to increase if we cannot have that collaboration. So I share that with you to say we need your help as we try to identify highly qualified teachers who can be mentors for our candidates, who can help them through their fieldwork and clinical practice experiences. So those are some of the things that we are doing. We want to work hand in hand with you to make sure that we're able to continue to serve you, serve the region, and serve the K-12 community effectively. The strength of our college lies in the fact that the bulk of the candidates that go through our college serve this immediate region. It's hard to visit any school site in San Bernardino or Riverside County and not find a CSUSB alumni who is serving as a classroom teacher, a counselor, school site psychologist, or a school site administrator. There are many of you in the region, and you make us proud for the work you do. Your work is changing the region. We continue to get responses from the people that you work with about the quality of work CSUSB candidates do, and we're so proud of the quality of work. Our college is going through an exciting time, and I'm proud to share some of those new exciting experiences that are happening today in our college. Dr. Morales mentioned that just recently, our college was named James R. Watson and Judy Rodriguez Watson College of Education. The naming of our college came with $8.4 million donation from the Watsons. 8.4, that's what I'm saying, 8.4. Maybe I didn't sound it right, but it's 8.4. So this generous donation will help us to undertake a lot of new initiatives that will move the dial in what we want to do in this college. One of the initiatives that we're undertaking is what we call the Model STEM Exploratorium. The STEM Exploratorium will be a university resource center that serves to provide the K-12 population in the region with an interactive hands-on engagement with the STEM disciplines. This will be beyond the scope and level of educational agencies in the region. In fact, just this summer, our college sponsored a research with San Bernardino Unified School District in which we were studying the resources in STEM that are around in the region, so that what we do does not unnecessarily replicate what is going on there, but provide needs that will fill the gaps that exist in the STEM disciplines. Because we believe, given the data of the gross underrepresentation of students in this region in the STEM subjects in high school and colleges, as well as the underrepresentation of the larger population in the STEM fields, we can do something to increase the pool of students who enter into the STEM fields, starting from high school all the way to college and into their careers. So our goal for this exploratorium is that it will feature activities that will bring the K-12 population in the Inland Empire into our campus, provide a hands-on engagement for the K-12 students, as well as provide a platform for training our teachers to be more comfortable to implement STEM from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. The Watsons donation has made it possible for us to move this project forward, because $1 million from that project, from that donation goes into the STEM Exploratorium. And we're already beginning to design and build a structure. Another exciting thing that is happening is a program we call Project Impact. The president talked about our commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusivity. As a college of education, we believe that we have a role to play to close the academic achievement gaps that have existed in our region between Black and Hispanic students and their counterparts who come from Caucasian or even the Asian communities. A lot of studies have shown also that when you have Black teachers, Hispanic teachers in the classroom, they have direct impact on the success of their students who are Black or Hispanic. In fact, the success goes beyond Black and Hispanic students to also positively impact the white students who just having that experiential engagement with those teachers makes a difference in their own lives and worldview. So as a college, we launched Project Impact in 2019, which is targeting African American and Hispanic males, recruiting them into the teaching pipeline to increase the number of those men in the classrooms so that our students can not just have role models, but also be able to benefit from what they bring to the table, which data have shown makes a huge impact on academic achievement, high school completion, and college going rates. We launched it with 10 men in the spring of 2020. Since then, we have recruited about 58 men into that program. This fall, we had a group of 30 men in the program. And this program has expanded to become a regional undertaking with the 2 county offices of education, Riverside and San Bernardino, working hand in glove with us, with the Growing in Light Achievement, which is a nonprofit serving educational agencies here, the Blue Education Foundation working alongside of us. And just this fall, Rialto Unified School District launched their own Project Impact in collaboration with us, in which they recruited from among their own substitute and classified staff pool. And we have about 8 men from their district who are in this program, and this district is paying their tuition 100%. This is a model we want to replicate with all the other school districts. It's called a grow your own model, in which each district can identify men who are already in their system that can take the next step and get a teaching credential. When you do that, you have a higher chance of retention, because those men are not going to be moving. They're already in the region, they're already in the district, and they're going to stay. One of the problems of California teacher shortage is also attrition rate. We lose teachers at a very high rate. But when you grow them from within the community, they have a likelihood to stay and serve the community much longer. So our goal is to increase the number of African American and Hispanic men who are in the classrooms in the next 5 years. We've set a target of making a dent on this within 5 years. The president talked about our university being named an R2 institution, a Research 2 institution by the Carnegie Classification of Institutions of Higher Education. The R2 designation is usually awarded to institutions that have awarded at least 20 research scholarship doctoral degrees during the update year, and institutions that have a total of $5 million or more in research funding. At CSUSB, we met this because of a combined effort of our doctoral program and our Office of Institutional Research working with our faculty members. Our doctoral program that you are all alumni of has been able to graduate about 21 candidates in 1 year. And we are hoping, we are working hard to make sure we sustain this. We are recruiting, and we hope you can also be our advocates and share with your colleagues who need to get a doctoral degree that this is the right place to come. We do everything to support you. We just, last year we launched an office of a staff support for this program, along with the directors. This staff position helps to be in touch with you on a daily basis if you are in the program. So I invite you to help us advertise this program and tell as many students as possible to come into the program. So the last point I'd like to make is that we need you. I made it at the beginning. I make the point again. We need you to collaborate with us in the STEM project, in the Project Impact activities that we are doing. And we also want to invite you to be part of what we are doing with the Educational Leadership Summit. The Educational Leadership Summit is a conference we launched last year, where we bring educational leaders from the region together and we discuss issues that are relevant to both the K-12 as well as the higher education communities. Last year, when we had a first gathering, we had about 175 people who came. We had Tony Thurmond, who is the superintendent of public instruction in California, as our keynote speaker. We are holding it again this November 2nd. We want you to be present. We want you to come. We actually opened opportunities for people to do conference research presentations. We want our alumni to be actively involved. This is going to be an annual, ongoing event. And if you've not heard about it, I'm sharing it now, and we're going to make sure we send more communication your way. But we invite all of you. It's not late to register. Please go online, go to our website. The link is open. Register to be at this conference. We're actually charging no fees to attend this conference. Thanks to Schools First Federal Credit Union, who has provided us some funding to make it happen. So once again, thank you for coming. And any way you can work with us, please stop by my office, talk to Enrique. We want your partnership. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean. Okay, so on Monday, you guys been getting a lot of email from me lately, right? You get noticed, okay? So we're stepping our game up, all right? So we're not here to play games. We're like serious about what we're doing, all right? So you're gonna start getting a lot of emails, all right? But try not to do what Patty does, delete. Enrique, there's a delete folder for Enrique. So don't put me in your delete folder. And it's Monday, you're gonna get information. It's gonna be in this room, November 2nd, our Educational Leadership Summit, okay? So you're gonna get all the information. Just make a mental note of it. But on Monday or Tuesday, but Monday, I'm gonna send you the information, okay? We want you to come. And we didn't do it this year, but after this year, we want you to attend, but then after this year, we want to integrate you all as alumni of our doctoral program to feed us what are the themes and strands that we should be doing. Since you all are on the ground, you need to feed us what this conference needs to look like, right? So that way it's coming from us. It's not just us creating it, but you all at the ground level are feeding us and telling us this is what, these are the themes that we need to work on in our region, okay? So you'll hear more from us. Okay, so just quickly, you all know me already. You all know Sharon Brown. She's online. So hi, Sharon. Everybody turn around and say hi, Sharon. Wherever you are. Hi, Sharon. Thank you. All right. And then we have a new addition to our program team, Miss Stacy Ortiz. Stacy, stand up so everybody can see Stacy. Okay. Stacy is our program specialist, so you're gonna hear more from her. Next week, our Get Finished things. So next Wednesday, our Get Finished. So any of you here who are not finished, who here, every other Wednesday, we're gonna have a writing accountability group. Okay? So Stacy's gonna work with you to help all of us accountable for our writing to make sure we finished. Okay? Because I don't know what happened to our thing is back there, but ABD is BAD. Okay? Remember, ABD is BAD. Right? You got 3 years to finish. Right? Where'd it go? Oh yeah, okay, go get it for us. In the back, okay? And then you see here the skeleto, 3 years. That means 3 years. It's a 3-year program, right? You got to finish in 3 years. There you go. Thank you, sir. All right, okay? ABD is BAD, okay? You got to finish. You got to finish. Okay, all of you, thank you. Gracias. Thank you, sir. Okay, muy bien. Then everybody knows Catherine, but Catherine, there, stand up again. Everybody knows Catherine. Okay, so I just need about a minute of your time, and then we're going to bring on our alumni speaker. Okay, so you notice the president comes up here. He brags a little bit. The dean comes up here, he brags a little bit. Okay, so now it's my turn to brag a little bit. All right, I just need a minute of bragging, if that's okay. It's not bragging, there's a better word for it. Showcasing, there you go, showcasing, there you go. Highlighting, there you go, okay. So they said this already, but this is a big deal, okay? We moved from being the local, regional, to now we're ranked at the national level, okay? We're at the national level, yes, okay? We also are now a standalone status. What does that mean? That means as a program, we report directly to the dean, right? And the dean works through the provost and eventually moves up to the president and so forth through the chain. Okay, so we're no longer part of I don't know why we did this, but we were part of a department. But we've always been standalone, but now it's official. The Faculty Senate made it official, so now we're a standalone, okay? So that gives us a little bit more, I think it gives us a little bit more freedom to be innovative and creative. So that's where we're at, okay? In terms of our recruitment, we had, let me see, we admitted, help me out, Catherine, we had 25, this last cohort, 25. We lost quite a number because of COVID, it didn't work out, but now we're down to 20 or 21. Okay, so that's where we're at in terms of recruitment. The year before we had 17, and before that 14. Okay, so 14, 17, 21. Okay, so the reason why we can't jump and admit 40 people is because we don't have enough faculty. Okay, because we need faculty to serve as your advisors, as your chairs. So as we are growing the student demographic, we gotta bring in new faculty and we gotta train them so that they know what they're doing, and it goes hand in hand. Okay, so that's why it's responsible growth. So 3 or 4, but we're hoping that by the next time it comes for that R2, we have enough graduates so we can keep the R2, because once you have it, we don't want to lose it. We want to keep the R2, okay? Our home scholars, and one of them's here, right? Two are here. Okay, very good. Okay, so check this out. So Cal State University San Bernardino, we were accepted into the Home Scholars Program last year, right? And we are the first public university in California to become part of the Homes. I have it right here. I knew I had this, okay? Okay, so we launched now our second year with the support of the American Association of Colleges for Teacher Education, otherwise known as AACTE, okay? So our home scholars, there's 4 of them, I'll give you their names right now, but they just got back from the California Council for Teacher Education, okay? So we're recognized on a national level now. Now tell us the truth, right? The president of AACTE, right? She publicly recognized our university has the first 4 home scholars in all of California, right? I have that video and I'll send it to the president and to the deans and to everybody, right? Where, what's her name, Lynn? Is it Lynn? Yes, Lynn. Yeah, Lynn. Okay, so she recognized us, okay? And anyways, Audrey Milan is one of them, okay? Sailish Majarjan, okay, very good. Okay, so there are our 2 new, okay? And then the 2 that we picked last year, they're not going anywhere, they're still part of it. And we have, I wanna make sure I get this right, okay? So Angelica Agudo, who's here, very good. And Rangel Zarate, Rangel's not here. Okay, so anyways, it's a huge deal. right? And we want to talk with the president of the university about maybe helping us with some funding to expand the program, okay? So tell him, home scholars, tell him about the home. So he may know about it already, but we want to make sure so we can, big thing. And the chancellor's office were telling us, and the other CSUs were asking, right, at AACTE. So all the other CSUs were like jealous, like, oh man, tell us about it. So anyways, that's what's going on. Okay, what's next? We had our community advisory board. We resurrected our community advisory board. Okay, so any one of you as alumni are welcome to our community advisory board. So you're gonna get another notice in about a month and a half. Okay, so we want you to come in, be part of that. So far, we have 22 members on the board. Okay, students, check this out. Students from cohort 14 were the first students to take the newly designed qualifying exam, which was last November. Okay, so as a result of our new design, right, we had, I don't have the number here, but they all passed. So the highest, okay, so the highest number of doctoral students ever than any previous cohort advanced to candidacy by the end of fall 2020. Okay, so the highest ever. Okay. Okay, so we had, oh, here it is. So 20 students passed their qualifying exam, 20 passed their preliminary dissertation defense, and 13 passed their final last year. And last but not least, we awarded $55,619 in scholarships. Okay, so 55,000, almost 56,000 in scholarships. Okay, so with that, thank you. I did my my bragging and boasting. It's all good. Okay, now what y'all been waiting for, right? El mero mero aquí, our superintendent for Riverside County Schools. Okay. Let me. Okay, we're gonna bring Robert back afterwards. Where is he? There he is. All right, let's get an applause for Dr. Gomez. Okay. Okay, so the elected Riverside County Superintendent of Schools serves as both the Chief Executive Officer and the Superintendent of Schools, right, for the county's preschool through 12th grade segment. It's the fourth largest in California. The fourth largest in California. Okay, so the county superintendent leads a team of extraordinary employees in working with each of the county's 430,000 students, almost 18,000 classrooms, 500 schools, and 23 school districts to help ensure all students receive a high-quality education, graduating from high school academically and socially prepared for college, the workplace, and civic responsibility. Okay, so Dr. Edwin Gomez serves as the 13th Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. He is an alumni, right? Alumnus of our program. He began his educational career teaching in grades K through 8, and he served as a principal in various socioeconomic communities. He led a school out of program improvement status, subsequently resulting in nomination for a National Blue Ribbon Award. He has been the district chief academic officer and served as a district superintendent for Adelanto Elementary School District and Coachella Valley Unified School District. Okay. Prior to his appointment as the superintendent, Dr. Edwin Gomez served as the Riverside County Deputy Superintendent of Schools and the Chief Administrative Officer, overseeing the day-to-day operations and coordinating the legislative link between the county, state, and federal government officials. Okay, so anyways, he's a big shot. Ladies and gentlemen, Riverside County Superintendent of Schools, Edwin Gomez. Gracias.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. So wonderful to be here this afternoon. And thank you, Dr. Murillo. Let's give Dr. Murillo a big round of applause. I'm truly honored and humbled to be here amongst you, amongst my colleagues, amongst leaders in our community. And I just want to say that this program has really made me proud, our Educational Leadership Program here at Cal State San Bernardino. And overall, I want to say that I'm very proud of Cal State San Bernardino under the leadership of Dr. Morales. Let's give Dr. Morales a big round of applause. Visionary, transformational leader, and we appreciate you for impacting thousands and thousands of lives in the Inland Empire. So we're very proud of that and very proud to be a Coyote. I know that many of our classmates and all of our cohorts have done phenomenal things and continue to do phenomenal things. And for me, and I think Dr. Morales already said, it's not about the title. I think the greatest work that's being done is within the classroom as teachers. But I really emphatically am pleased to see how many of our doctoral students, of our students in education are just doing amazing things to serve our TK through 12 educational system, as well as at the community college level, and also at the university level. I think it's just wonderful, phenomenal things taking place. And so I'm very, very, once again, very proud to be a Coyote. I don't know if I have the clicker, Dr. Murillo, or maybe you have it real quick. So there's 3 things that I'm going to cover this afternoon. Just real quickly, my presentation isn't too long, so I don't know if this is working or not. But 3 things that I'm going to cover this afternoon is, why did I choose CSUSB for my doctoral studies? Secondly, I'm going to look at what did I learn from this EDD program? And then subsequently, I'm going to talk about my life after earning my degree. So let's address the first question. Why did I choose CSUSB to further my studies? And I think the answer is very simple. It was, I don't know if you guys know this person, Dr. Lily and Tomas Rivera, just amazing, amazing human beings. As we know, Dr. Tom passed away recently, but Dr. Lily continues to be a pillar in the Inland Empire community. Phenomenal woman, a woman of wisdom, of great intellect, a great scholar. And so back in 2008, when I was a principal at Lido Creek Elementary, and Mr. Juan Luna right there, he was one of our teachers there. And as you recall, every 3 to 4 months, we would have a health clinic at Lido Creek Elementary School. And we had the Sushi Foundation. We would have leaders from the community come, volunteers. And so Dr. Tom and Dr. Lily were there on a continuous basis. And so whenever they would see me, they would say, "Hey, Edwin, when are you going to pursue your doctorate degree?" And they said to me, basically, you gotta really go after it. You gotta, it's gonna open up doors for you. You'll be a better practitioner, a better leader, a better researcher. And my response to them, much to like Dr. Morales has stated, I had 2 young kids at the time. I had a family, and I would say, I'm so focused on my family, so focused on being a good principal that it's really, really hard for me to enter into this doctoral program. And so I thought that my responses were good enough for them to not keep asking me, but if you know the Riveras, they're very persistent. And they kept asking, and they kept asking, and eventually they really, really wore me down in a very good way. And one of the things that really got to me is what Dr. Lily said to me. And she said, "Edwin, it's important for you to earn that doctorate degree because your students need to see your brown face when they walk into your school campus. And they need to know by seeing you with that title and with that degree that they too can do it as well." I thought that was powerful. And really what she was saying, what she was conveying to me is that representation is so critically important for people of color, from people of diverse backgrounds to be able to have this doctorate degree so that we can be role models for our students. And so because of them, I really looked into our educational leadership program here at Cal State San Bernardino. I'm very grateful for Drs. Lily and Tom Rivera. Now, the other element which really caught my attention about this doctoral program, and once again, this was already stated, was the focus on equity. And basically, it's on the website, it's on your PR material. I love the fact that the doctoral program here is framed around questions of equity, of ethics, and social justice. And for me, looking at programs all throughout the state of California, this is the one that really, really resonated the most with me. And to all of you educators that are here today, if you're living up to this mission statement or this powerful statement of equity, ethics, and social justice, I'm here to thank you. I thank you for your compassion. I thank you for your love of our students, all of our students, but especially our at-Promise students that need your wisdom. They need your support. They need you. They need us to lead from this lens of equity. And so I would venture to say that for me, like all of us in this room, we believe in taking action. I think we all know that equity is not just done simply by talking about it, but it's done by us doing the work. And so I truly love the university's focus on equity, and this was the primary reason why I felt it was important for me to apply. It truly aligned to my personal philosophy, and it also aligned, interestingly enough, to my upbringing. And I'm going to share that story with you. So my beautiful and wonderful mother, who was an immigrant from Peru, she came to this great nation with great aspirations and great dreams. And her simple mantra, the lessons that she taught my two brothers and I were very powerful, but the one that really stood out to me was her mantra of do something to help others. And as an immigrant family to this great nation, we struggled with poverty. We struggled navigating the system. But I think the person that truly was impacted the most from the oppressiveness of discrimination, of immersing herself into a new culture was probably my mother. She didn't speak English. She only had a fourth grade education. We didn't have a nice car. We didn't live in a nice house. But what my mother had was a lot of heart, a lot of ethics. She had dedication, and she had determination. And wherever she was always living up to her mantra, do something to help others, whether it was feeding families that were really even more destitute than us, she would live that. Whether it was bringing people into our humble home who needed a place to stay, she would do that. If it was just being an encouraging voice or a listening ear to someone that needed help, my mother was always living up to her mantra, do something to help others. And so for me, when I saw that this program is all about equity, I learned it's about taking action. As we know today, equity is not passive, it's not lethargic. Equity is not just a buzzword, but it's really about doing something to help our fellow citizens, to help those who are in desperate situations, and it's an action. And once again, this was reinforced, this was cemented in me through our doctoral program here at Cal State San Bernardino. So, moving on to my second question, what did I learn from our EDD program? And I think there were many lessons that we learned, but I think for me, one of the ones that really stood out is be authentic in your research. I think all of us have come to that conclusion now. We need to have all the data. We need to have all the information. We need to be good researchers, not just take things for what people say or what's on the internet, but really having validity in the metrics, in the research, and being able to make decisions from that perspective. And so throughout my career as a leader, I really hold fast to this great principle of being authentic in our research. I think it drives every decision that we make, and things such as purchasing curriculum, things that are really going to impact our students. We look at the research. The other quick lesson that I think is so very important is leading by high ethical standards. How many people know that that's really important? 2 weeks ago, right, we learned about what happened at the LA City Council. People thought it was a private conversation, but yet the ugliness, right, that surfaced from that conversation, I think speaks to an ethical question. And I'm not here to judge people. I never live by a condescending mentality of like, I would never do that, or that's not me. But I can tell you that when those kinds of situations happen, for me it's so important, let me check my heart. Let me check what's in my mind. Let me check what's in my spirit and in my soul, because we want to be able to reflect and learn. And so I'm very grateful that here at Cal State San Bernardino, we have extraordinary and ethical leaders that really challenge us to think about our biases, who really challenge us to think about our convictions and to think about how can we best serve our students, and to do so in a way that is ethical and powerful. How many people that think that's important today? Thank you. And then the other thing that I learned really quickly, and just a couple more things I'm going to share out of the many things that I've learned, is the beauty of building trust. And for those of you who knew Dr. Moore Stewart, how many people knew Dr. Moore Stewart? An amazing lady. She passed away, and obviously rest in peace, and wish her the best. But she was such an insightful person. And for me, learning the facets of trust, learning how to build trust through benevolence, through care, through compassion, through your work and integrity, I think really, really spoke volumes to me. And once again, I think if we're going to have extraordinary organizations, then we must have organizations that are premised on trust and the facets of trust. Dr. Morales mentioned statistics. I as well, Dr. Morales, had some challenges in that course. And so I thank goodness for Dr. Mahoney, who was very, very patient, very powerful in her teaching. And let's give her a big round of applause. I know that she'll be seeing this at some point. But very, very grateful for what I learned in that class. And then I would say that the next thing, and the next area where I learned the most from were my colleagues. And look around this room, you have amazing colleagues, you have people that are practitioners, you have people that are thinkers, you have people that have a lot of heart. And so through my particular cohort, which is cohort 4, and lovingly we called ourselves C4, like the explosive. We were kind of dynamic back then, maybe a little bit better now, but I just learned a lot from them. Very grateful to have worked with them on projects, grateful to have learned from them and our ongoing conversations. And so moving on to my last point this afternoon, life after my degree. And I think it was already been mentioned, I had the fortune and the opportunity, the wonderful opportunity to serve the students in Adelanto, also the great students in Coachella. These are 2 at-promise districts with a lot of challenges, a lot of things that are happening politically, but very, very grateful for what I learned in this program as far as the research, as far as the practitioner perspective, because I truly believe that it was helpful as I navigated those 2 districts, and we were able to do some pretty amazing things as a team and as a collective unit. And so that's Coachella Valley Unified School District. As it's been mentioned, in 2019, I had the honor of being appointed as the Deputy Superintendent in the Riverside County Office of Education. Subsequently, a year after that, I was appointed as the Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. And just a couple of quick little points, as it's already been mentioned, our county has about 430,000 students. We're geographically very large. We're about the size of New Jersey. We're very diverse. We have 515 schools, 23 school districts. But once again, we have an amazing county, a county that is dynamic, that is robust, a county that we can learn from. And so it's been a very, very humbling experience to serve in this capacity. And there's been basically 4 initiatives because of the pandemic that we focused on in the last couple of years. I think the first one, is very self-sufficient in its telling of why we focused on mental health. And we're very proud that throughout Riverside County, we've opened up 10 care spaces, which offer free mental health services to all of our students. And it's just a phenomenal place. Thousands of our students have been served, and families with things such as anxiety, depression, and so forth. I think we can all attest to the fact that the pandemic has also widened the academic gap for many of our students, especially our students in poverty. And this is why we focused on our literacy by 5th grade. We all know the adage that we want students to read by 3rd grade so that after 3rd grade, they're reading to learn. But the truth is, so many of our students have not really received that strong, explicit instruction. And so we're really working on professional development with our school districts, working on how to close that achievement gap. And I think we're doing some phenomenal things in that area. Also, we partnered with the Cesar Chavez Foundation to further and expand our services to our students during the summer. And it's been very, very powerful. And I think also, once again, equity and inclusive practices in this day and age of polarizing politics, I think, is extremely important. We believe in ethnic studies. We believe in teaching kids about historical consciousness, empowering them from the soul and from within to be proud of their history and background. And so I think we've done excellent work on really providing professional development across our county in this area. A couple of weeks ago, some of you may have attended. I think Mina, Dr. Blasey, you were there at the Equity Conference. And once again, just a powerful, powerful way to re-strengthen, reignite that passion on equity. And then The last initiative that I'm going to just spend a little bit more time on, and I know here at Cal State San Bernardino, our school does an amazing job with financial literacy. I don't know about you, but growing up in poverty, I was never taught the tenets of balancing my personal budget. I didn't know what investing was about. I didn't know what saving was about. And my mother, God bless her soul, she almost had it right. She believed that by my two brothers and I going to college that we would be prosperous, that we would be millionaires and super successful, but that wasn't quite the way that it worked out. After college, we were still in debt, we were still poor, we were still, working on our behinds to make ends meet, and that's because we didn't have financial literacy in elementary school, in middle school, high school, college. It just didn't exist, and so we made a lot of poor mistakes. And I think I mentioned this a few months ago to our team. I basically said there was a place in my life at 25 years old, 2 years into my teaching career, where I remember looking at my bank statement and I had a whopping $40 in that bank statement. And that was all the money I had for the rest of the month. True story. It was that epiphany, it was that revelation that really said, hey, I got to really look at wiring my mind on how I spend, how I know and learn about finances. And so it wasn't until then that things started to change as far as really growing financially and changing my life and changing the life of my family. So what I want to say by that is a lot of our students today, they're struggling with financial literacy. I think the last time we checked, the state of California receives a grade level of F in terms of teaching financial literacy. So we need to really work on that. We need to really talk about prosperity and changing the narrative for our students. And so at the Riverside County Office of Education, this is something that we're really focused on. We're integrating it in our programs, integrating it with our school districts. And right now I do want to share a quick story, a video of a student by the name of Dulce Lucero, who has just a powerful, powerful story about financial literacy. Oops, let's go back there. Okay.
I was a student at Coral Mountain Academy, and they had a program for migrant families. My mother had been traveling a lot to pursue work in Fresno and Bakersfield. I got admitted into this program. The teachers would show up to my house during summer, and they would bring a storage bin full of activities that would take up my time during the summer and made me feel interested in my education. It's helped me in a tremendous way. It helped me with food, and it pushed me to want to be educated. It gives you an opportunity for equity. It gives you resources. It places you in a situation that you are able to thrive in. I unfortunately had to go through an experience that I would never wish upon anyone. My mother was deported when I was a sophomore in high school. I talked to my counselor about any opportunities that would be able to develop me professionally, and he introduced me to the Migrant Career Academy program. I am now an alumni, and I've returned today to talk to them, and it's been very rewarding. I would go back to my high school self and tell myself, like, keep going. Keep going. It feels hard and you cry sometimes, but you keep going. My high school self, I would tell her, make sure you ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. When I first started the internship program, it was very, very intimidating. I got placed at the supervisor, Manuel 4th District Supervisor's office, and I've been able to grow from there. They've helped me, they've been my mentors, they've offered me jobs, and they actually got me my current position. During my internship, I was able to gain some very valuable skills. I was able to learn how to conduct myself in the workplace. I was able to grow the confidence that I needed to come into spaces and make myself feel like I belong there. It was hard to show up on my Fridays during summer at 8 in the morning. We had workshops on our personal statements, on our responses for the college application, on FAFSA, financial literacy, how to budget. It definitely did walk me through the process of applying to college and having those skills to be confident enough to go. Imposter syndrome is this feeling of doubt that you have when you feel like what you did and what you have achieved is out of luck instead of out of effort. And that's what I felt when I was at UCLA. I said, this is luck. And it's not. It's not. It never is. So make sure that you don't doubt yourself and that you know that you are valuable and you do belong. I graduated UCLA in June of 2022. I am really happy to say that I graduated debt-free, and that was because of the skills that I learned during my time in the academy. And because of my experience in the Career Academy, I was able to realize that I want to come back and serve my community. For a community that is underserved and always disadvantaged, having those resources for them gives them the opportunity to keep going. I am an example that this program has helped me, and it has taken me miles.
Powerful story, and Doctoral is really an example of equity in action. Once again, these are precepts that I learned through my doctoral program that we were able to translate from a practitioner's perspective. But in case you didn't catch it, Dulce Lucero graduated from UCLA debt-free. Think about that, debt-free. A whole generation that she's going to impact because of the fact that she's not in chains, right, to this debt that so many of us had to conquer. So I don't know about you, but that's exciting and very powerful. As I'm concluding this afternoon, I just want to share this great quote, and then I want to share just a quick little illustration that I think applies to all of us, and it applies to everything that Dr. Murillo has mentioned about the great grant that you guys are, that Cal State San Bernardino has received. And it says, do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And I think what this quote really is saying is that all of us have to continue to be trailblazers. Because at the end of the day, this work is not about you, it's not about me, it's about the people and the children that we serve. Our children, our generation, the generation that's coming before us, they need trailblazers that can open up doors for them. So back in 1852, there was a woman by the name of Susan Anthony. And Susan Anthony was an amazing trailblazer. She believed in the liberation of women. She believed in women's rights. And once again, during this time, 1852, there wasn't a lot of equity taking place. There was a lot of hardship. There was a lot of discrimination. But one day, Susan attended a meeting at the Sons of Temperance in New York. Susan was directed to sit at the sides of the auditorium along with a few other women. When Susan got up to speak, she was immediately shushed by the men in the auditorium and said, hey, you can't speak here. We want you to be a part of this, but we don't want to hear your voice. We don't want to hear your ideas. And of course, we know that this was backwards. This is, in my mind, immoral, unethical, and it was a testament to the things that she was fighting against. And her response, Susan's response to this horrible situation was that in a matter of a few months, she opened up her own women's temperance society. And she started speaking all over New York and all over the nation. She began lecturing, and she was becoming this amazing trailblazer. And people thought that she was too radical, she was unconventional, she was a little bit dishonest, and she was too strong. And at the height of the controversy, a reporter asked Susan, do you pray? Do you pray? And Susan replied, which I love her response. She says, I pray every single second of my life, not on my knees, but with my work. Work and worship are one with me. And my prayer is to lift women to equality with men. And I just think that statement is so very, very touchy and so very powerful. We pray with our work. We worship with what we do. And I don't know your religious background. It's not really important what your religious background is, but I believe what it's saying, and that statement is saying, is our moral imperative is bigger than us. Our moral imperative to do what is right is so very essential. After Susan Anthony passed away at 86 years old, the legacy that she left was that she was a great champion for women's rights, so much so that in 1920, many years after her death, women were given the right to vote in the United States of America. Susan was a trailblazer. And my message to all of you is continue to be those trailblazers for our students, Believe me, they need you, they need us. We need to open up doors for them. And so with that, it's been an honor and a privilege to be able to share a few words today. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, we can switch it back to, there you go. All right. Okay, so last year, actually, you know what? Since we're here, I'm going to ask President Morales, Vice President Nava, and our Dean Domachuco to join me on stage, if you don't mind, you three gentlemen. Last year at our inaugural homecoming event, we started a tradition of awarding what we have named the CSUSB EDD Alumni Transformational Change Award. This award is to recognize our EDD alumni for their transformational work related to social justice, equity, and inclusion in the Inland Empire and surrounding communities. It is our program's way of recognizing our doctoral scholar practitioners, leaders who have impacted our local communities by promoting, creating, sustaining practices, policies, and programs committed to equity, social justice, transformation, and inclusion. Oh, I guess I went too far. Oh, I should be looking down here. What am I doing? Okay. His dissertation title, Narratives of Principal Sustainability in High Poverty Schools Achievements. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's award goes to Dr. Edwin Gomez, Cohort 4, Class of 2013. All right, you're very welcome. So Edwin, if you want to say anything, go ahead. Are we good? Okay.
Just thank you very much. It's truly an honor, and I'm humbled to be able to receive this award. And I think, once again, the lesson is let's continue to take action to better serve our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. So maybe, Robert, you stay, and then if you just, yeah. Thank you, sir. No, thank you. Okay, so we're going to give our Vice President a few words to share with us, and then we're going to close off our... You're here somewhere. Hold on. No, we want to make sure. Is it up there? Because the people that are watching us, and for our record, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so our Vice President, I won't go to the formalities. Everybody knows our Vice President. So
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Murillo. You know, colleagues, alumni, I wanted to recognize my two incredible colleagues that capture the history of this university. Corinne, who's an artist with photography, and Rigo, who capture all that we do. Thank you both. Yeah. Okay, 2 minutes, because I tell you, I wanted to tell Dr. Murillo, you want me to follow the president, the dean, the superintendent? Boy, that's a tough. But I'm going to ask my colleague, Dr. Monica Alejandre, who is cohort 12, yes? Okay, I need 2 minutes. You time me, okay, Monica, because we want to finish up. 2 minutes. All right. Very quick items I just wanted to share. I'm Robert Nava. I have the privilege of serving as the Vice President for University Advancement. Now, what that means is my colleagues and I, there's really three things that we do in terms of supporting this university and our faculty and our students. One, we tell the university story, right, through communications, strategic communications. Two, we build relationships with elected officials, with donors, with alumni, stakeholders of the university. And three, if we do those first two items well, then we generate investment, philanthropy, back to support our faculty and our students. That's what advancement does. Very quickly, the President Morales had mentioned all the incredible accomplishments of this university, and all of you that are sitting out there are leaders in the work that you do, your training, right? Your preparation and your academics. But leadership, you see it in the action, not in the words. And I do want to say with President Morales, as several colleagues have already mentioned, he has transformed Cal State San Bernardino and has taken it to another level. That's important because for alumni, all of you that are alumni, there's three things that normally alumni want back from their alma mater, from their institution, whether they did undergraduate work or graduate work or doctoral work. One, they want the value of their diploma to be enhanced, to be increased. And when we hear Dr. Gomez, or we listen to Superintendent Ted Alejandre, right, in San Bernardino, it makes us all proud when we hear from the president, when we hear from Sharon Brown Welty, you know, our leaders. It makes us proud. It makes our students proud. The second item is that alumni ask to be involved through mentorship, serving on college committees, being part of the alumni homecoming, being part of the alumni association. That's two. And the third thing that alumni want is access to ongoing lifelong education, right? Those are the things that Cal State San Bernardino is presenting to all of our alumni. We have 120,000 alumni, and we're continuing to work on our doctoral programs, and all of you are just leading the path, leading the way. One item I want to close with, in terms of the impact of our friends and donors, on November 1st, President Morales, the Dean, we're going to be celebrating the official unveiling of the James R. Watson and Judy Rodriguez Watson College of Education. Have you seen the lettering out there yet? Have you seen it? When you leave today, if you have a chance, after you go to some of the homecoming activities, please see the name out there. President said that was a gift of $8.4 million to support our college, our faculty, the Watson Literacy Institute, Project Impact, and the STEM Exploratorium. It's a transformative gift. And you know, the other thing, quickly, colleagues, as I was walking past there this morning to see the sign, the name, it's incredible because we have the Santos Manuel Student Union that we're sitting in right now, right? Named in honor of the legendary leader of San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. And right across, you have the James and Judy Rodriguez Watson College of Education. And when the Watsons told to both explain to the president and to the dean, they wanted Judy's maiden name on there because they want our Latina students, students of color, when they walk on campus, they're going to see Santos Manuel, but they're also going to see the Rodriguez name up there. It inspires our students to continue to succeed. It's November 1st, 11:30. We're going to do the dedication. Please join us if you're able to. The other item, very quickly, this Wednesday, Assemblymember Medina is going to be hosting Assembly Higher Education Committee focusing on ethnic studies and how K-12 districts and colleges, CSU, UC, are preparing teachers to deliver the curriculum for ethnic studies. That hearing is going to be held here in this building. Now, the reason I share that is that Cal State San Bernardino is viewed by legislators as the key institution that is transforming education at all levels. So that's going to be happening here as well. And last item, President mentioned where you saw the construction going on out there as you came in. That's our 500-seat state-of-the-art performing arts theater. In a few years, your students are going to be coming to campus to presentations, you know, musical presentations, theater, performing arts, etc. That's all part of your campus. And last item, President Morales secured, with the help of two of our assembly members out in the Coachella Valley, Chad Mays and Eduardo Garcia, $79 million for a new student services building at our Palm Desert campus, right? $79 million. So a lot of great work to do. You know, Enrique, the word brag is okay because we talk about brag points. And what you got to hear today was a lot of brag points, and we're going to keep telling you that story. Thank you. Homecoming. And today you're going to see a lot of activity because it's also preview day. So we have prospective students and their family on campus as well. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for giving me. I went past 2 minutes, didn't I, Monica? Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Stacy to come up here with me. Catherine, you don't want to come up? Okay, that's right. She's shy. Okay, so I need to turn it over. We're gonna do our prizes and our awards. So here we go.
I need to take this down because I am really little. Yeah, sorry, I can't go all the way up there. Hi, my name's Stacy Ortiz. I am the program specialist. And I'm here to give you some prizes, so thank you for sticking around. So for the first one, we're going to be doing the person who traveled the furthest to get to the event. So where are you guys coming from? Who thinks that they came from the furthest? Palmdale? Okay. Whew. Apple Valley? Okay. Palm Springs. Is that all we have? Palm Springs? Okay. Indio. Okay. Do we have Coachella? No? I think Palm Springs, huh? Oh, Indio. Indio. Coachella's past. Okay. Indio. Okay. All right. Indio, come on up. You get a $50 gift card from Visa. Yes, right? Yes, thank you. Okay, we're gonna draw something. Just grab whatever you want.
You sure you want the baby to do it? Okay.
Right. Okay, so last 3 digits are 969. 969. Next one, you get wine. Are you sure you don't have it? 969. Come on, Jessica, get your ticket. Okay, so we'll hold on for that one. Okay, so the next one, where's the paper? Right here. Okay, so we'll come back to you, Jessica, see if you have it. All right, the person who has had their dissertation research published in a refereed journal.
Okay. So who's had some of their research published in a journal?
Audrey? Okay. Can you come over here? Congratulations. You get a $50 gift card. Thank you. Okay, so we're back to the ticket. 969. Did you have it? Aw, it's okay. We'll get another one. Okay. Last 3 digits. 994. 994? Aw, 994. You got it? Yay, okay. Let's get you an adult beverage. Do not drink it on campus. Thank you. Okay, let's do one more for this. Okay. Okay. 993. 993. Okay, next one. 982. 982, yeah, you got it? Oh, wonderful! Here's an adult beverage for you. Thank you. Okay. The person who has made the most recent presentation about their dissertation research at a national or regional conference? Very okay, what was the conference? Okay, come on down. Okay, you get a $50 gift card. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we have two more of
And let's recognize our faculty there in the corner. They raise your hands. Our Dr. Romano and Dr. Acevedo. There you go. Okay, and we had faculty here earlier. Right, left. Okay, keep going here.
yes, we have two more.
Okay, look, I'm going.
Look, he's going all the way in there.
I'm going all the way to the bottom.
Okay. Last three. 981. 981. Yeah, okay.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
We believe you. We need to verify.
We don't need to verify. We believe you. Okay, last one. Uno más.
Uno más de esos. Y ya.
Yeah. Uno más. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to the bottom.
Okay. 958. Oh, yay! Come on up. Thank you. Please do not drink and drive.
Are we done?
Yes.
Okay, what about that one right there?
This is for next year.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, well, here, I'm going to do a quick announcement.
I'm sorry, colleagues, one quick announcement. 30 seconds. You know, there's something very important I want to make sure that our alumni are aware of. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we were having the LEAD summit on campus, right? Transformative. That day we received, at the LEAD summit, there was a text that came in from the White House. And I want to share with you, if you've not heard, that day we learned that the White House, President Biden, had nominated one of our faculty members to serve on the White House Commission advocating for educational equity, excellence, and economic development for Latinos. That faculty member that has been nominated is Dr. Enrique Murillo. You know, Enrique, just all the work that you do, and we were talking about leadership today, both in the classroom, right, with the research, in the schools, in the community, and certainly Dr. Murillo encompasses transformative leadership. In the next 2 weeks, they'll be finalizing the appointment, and then we're all going to celebrate, yes? All right, congratulations. Just say a few words about please.
Thank you. Well, I don't have my clearance yet, so I can't say anything. I'm waiting for my clearance. In about 2 weeks, I can speak publicly about it, so thank you. But once I get cleared, then I'll be, believe me, I'm going to be saying stuff, all right? So I got to hold off, all right? But thank you. Okay, I think we're done. We took our photos, right? Throughout the whole thing. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed your time here. And Stacy, anything else? Yeah, grab some food to go, take it all. Okay? Gracias. Thank you.